Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to Bitcoin Bulletin. I'm your host today. We've got some juicy insights on what's happening with the global economy and how it might impact one of the most popular cryptocurrencies out there, Bitcoin. Business cycle analyst Tomas has been tracking the global economy using 4 real-time measures, including the inverted trade-weighted dollar index, Baltic Dry Index, 10-year Chinese government bond yields, and the copper-gold ratio. Tomas created a composite measure called the Global Economy Index, or GEI, by converting these individual data points into rolling yearly z-scores. By doing so, he's been able to identify trends in the global economy that might be missed by traditional business cycle measures. In his analysis, Tomas found that the GEI was underwhelming to the upside in 2023 and 2024, failing to reach what we'd typically expect at the peak of a business cycle. However, this composite measure started to show signs of improvement late last year, suggesting that the global economy might be on the verge of a new business cycle. Tomas believes that if historical precedent holds, this new business cycle could reasonably be expected to peak around late 2026 or even 2027. Now, you might be wondering how this affects Bitcoin, and that's where things get interesting. Tomas observes that Bitcoin is deviating from its usual volatility in relation to the macro environment. It has so far resisted typical end-of-business cycle drawdowns, which means it hasn't dropped as much as we'd normally expect during these periods. Tomas speculates on whether this might be due to ETFs and higher institutional interest, or perhaps Bitcoin is simply lagging behind the stock market. Regardless of the reason, if Bitcoin continues its historical relationship with the business cycle, it would probably obliterate the 4-year halving cycle theory for Bitcoin price action. This means that our expectations about how long Bitcoin takes to double in value might be way off if this new business cycle holds true. Now, Tomas does note that there's always a risk that the Global Economy Index could fail to maintain its recent bounce and roll over to a new low. If so-called tariff headwinds worsen, it could turn the outlook more bearish for Bitcoin. However, for now, it seems like we might be in late-stage territory with equities and the broader business cycle. The implications of this are significant, especially if Tomas's assessment holds true. It means that any meaningful Bitcoin peak might need to wait until late 2026 or even 2027. So, what does this mean for us as investors? Well, we'll have to keep a close eye on the Global Economy Index and Bitcoin in the coming months. That's all for today's episode of Bitcoin Bulletin. Thanks for watching.